You ready? Yeah. Here we go. What's up, you guys? Welcome to our newest flip here on Libra Ave in Gilbert, Arizona. I'm super excited to show you guys this one. This is a very cosmetic flip. I actually bought this house completely sight unseen. I bought two houses and both of them were sight unseen because they had tenants that were living here. They've been here for about 10 years, so we just got the tenants out and I'm really pumped to show you guys what we're gonna be doing here, give you all the numbers, give you some breakdowns, and give you the game plan of what we're gonna do to flip this house. Let's get inside. You will see that this house is in relatively good shape. The tenant kept it in awesome condition. Is a little bit dirty, yeah, but the person lived here for 10 years. So the fact that we don't have major holes in the walls, there's no major issues. It's nice and cool inside the house, which means the AC unit is working. Like, this is huge for us. This makes it super cosmetic. You never know what you're gonna get when it comes to buying a house sight unseen. Now, I will say this house is about 5 minutes down the road from the house that I actually live at. So I did a quick drive-by and I noticed the exterior of the property and it had been freshly painted. The roof looked phenomenal. The landscaping was clean. There was fresh flowers that were potted. You could tell the tenant took great care of it. So I felt really confident on taking this one on. Again, you still never know what you're gonna get when you come into the house. So upon first walking into it, I was very pleased. We have carpet, which is super easy to demo. We really don't have any drywall repair that we have to do in this house either. This is gonna be a small budget. I'm trying to keep this one right around the 40 to 50K range. We'll still give everything new because we wanna be the best house at the best price point in the best neighborhood, right? So we're still gonna do a new kitchen. We're still gonna give it a backsplash. We're still gonna do all the tile, all the good stuff there that we typically do at most of our houses. We're not moving any walls. It's gonna be just strictly cosmetic. Pull out these floors, paint everything up, put new floors in, new cabinets, super quick, in and out, hopefully about 3 to 4 week turnaround on this one. Let's go check out the kitchen. Now, one thing I wanna point out with this kitchen is that it's actually in great shape. So I had to make a decision whether I wanted to paint these cabinets or not. Did not choose to end up painting the cabinets. Now, it would have cost about $3,000 to sand these cabinets down, get them all painted, make it look really nice. What I like about these cabinets and why I really consider painting them is because there's no wood grain on the cabinets. So we would have gotten a very clean, nice finish. You almost wouldn't be able to tell that these cabinets were painted. So that's why I was really considering, should we paint these cabinets? But upon looking into some of the cabinets, I noticed some water damage on the inside. I noticed that some of the poles, like this one, not really operable. So now we have to talk about, okay, do we need to fix up the cabinets a little bit? What does the cost start turning into when we start fixing up the cabinets and painting the cabinets? Okay, well, let's say it's $4,000, $4,500 all in. Well, at that price point, I could just get all new cabinets. This isn't a very big kitchen. So in my mind, I go, okay, if I'm gonna be putting new floors in, fresh coat of paint, if we're doing $40,000 worth of work, $50,000 worth of work, you might as well just get the new cabinets. You might as well just complete the job and make sure that it looks good across the board. We want to give the next buyer something to be proud of, and we want this house to sell quickly. Gilbert is one of the hottest markets. We want people to come in and say, oh my gosh, I need to have this house. I need to have this house. Look at the beautiful kitchen, the backsplash. Oh my gosh, it's so good. That's what we're looking to create. We want people to have an emotional pull so they walk in and they go, I gotta have this house. We do have a gas range in this property, which we rarely ever get gas ranges. Those cost a little bit more, but I think it's a nice little value add to this house as well. So really excited to see what we come up with here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Should I have painted these cabinets or should I have done all new cabinets? And also, what kind of cabinets should I be doing? Should I do just white shaker cabinets? Should I be doing slim white oak like I've done in some of our other properties like Cindy, like Hannibal? You guys let me know in the comments. I wanna know what you guys think I should be doing in this property. But let's go check out some of the bathrooms. You know what, I actually wanna point out this room before we make our way over to the bathrooms. This is awesome because in most cases it would just be considered a den. What makes this not a den is the fact that we actually have a closet in this bedroom. Usually when you see areas with, double doors that are just off the living space, it's just a den area. There's usually no closet that's in there, so I'm really happy to see that there's already a closet in here. If this did not have a closet, we probably would have installed a closet just because it would make this a 4-bedroom house. We're looking to sell this house for about $475,000, so it's under the $500,000 mark. It's very difficult in Gilbert, Arizona to find a 4-bedroom property for under $500,000, especially one that's fully renovated. So it's gonna be a no-brainer for a small family to come in here. They have all the extra space that they possibly need. They have the extra bedroom. I think this house is going to fly off the shelf because of some of the value adds, like this extra closet that we have here. But now let's go check out the bathrooms. Before we even get to the bathrooms, guys, look at this weird little nook thing that we have going on here. What do you think that we should be doing with this? We have the same exact style of cabinets that we have in the kitchen. Should we be painting these? Should we just be leaving these as is? Should we rip them out? But if we rip them out, what do we do with the missing space? I'm curious what you guys would do if you were flipping this house. Would you keep this? Would you paint this? Would you get rid of it? Would you change out the cabinets? Let me know in the comments. Really curious. So coming into the bathroom here, look how low this vanity is. This is super low, and you typically don't see vanities this low. We'll rip this out. We'll get rid of the huge mirror that goes all the way across. We'll put a really cute arched mirror like we typically do. We're gonna get our vanity. Where do you guys think we're getting the vanity from? Of course, we're gonna get it from Lowe's. It's the fluted vanity from Lowe's, 36 inches. That's gonna go right here in this exact spot. It'll look beautiful. Change out our hardware. And then over here we have our tub. Now, one thing with this tub, the entire thing is one entire insert. In this case, we will have to get a new tub. It'll cost us about $3,200 all in to get a new tub, to have that installed, to get then cement board put in place, and then to tile the entire thing all the way up. And of course, we're most likely gonna be doing our white Chloe tile that we do in most properties. It sells, the formula works. Why are we gonna recreate the wheel? It doesn't make a ton of sense to do that. So we're gonna keep doing the same thing that's been working until it stops working, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Let's go check out the primary. Coming into the primary bedroom, the first thing I want to point out is, holy smokes, this thing is huge. This house is just under 1,500 square feet, so this house feels a lot bigger than 1,500 square feet, and I think a lot of that is attributed to the fact that we have vaulted ceilings. What's up with all these vaulted ceilings I've been doing lately, right? We have Temple, we have Cindy, we have this house. The next house that we're gonna go film after this, that one also has vaulted ceilings. Every single house has vaulted ceilings this year. I don't get it, but I love it, and it's awesome. This is a really, really good size. We'll be getting rid of the carpet again. We're gonna be doing our normal flooring that we typically put into most of our houses. That's our bed erosions, linen flooring. If you guys want the hookup on that, make sure you hit me up. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at Stephen Hunt, and I can go ahead and get you the hookup on those. They're usually about $5 a square foot, and I can get those over to you for right around $2 a square foot. You really can't beat that, and they'll ship anywhere in the country. So let me know if you guys want the hookup on those. And then of course, we're gonna be getting rid of our baseboards in here, and then we're gonna be doing all new outlets and switches. Don't even put these into your flips. Either don't put them in at all, or get yourself some nicer blinds. In this case, we're most likely not gonna put any blinds up because we're not gonna make that decision for the buyer. It's also expensive to get blinds, and we don't wanna spend all the money on the blinds. So we're gonna just replace these, make sure that it looks light and bright. We also don't want the idea of an agent coming to show the property and closing up all the blinds every single time. So that makes it so that the next agent that comes to do is showing, now the house feels super, super dark, and they have to go through and open up all the blinds so people can get the real image of what this looks like. We want all the natural light to be coming in, so that way people can be wowed right when they walk into the property. Let's check out the primary bathroom. So coming into the primary bathroom here, the first thing that we'll see is we have a double vanity. This is 66 inches long, so we can actually put a 60-inch vanity in place of this. We're gonna be doing the same exact vanity that we've done previously. It's a rinse and repeat. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Now over here, we have our shower area, and this has the vaulted ceiling included if we look all the way up. So this goes super, super tall. What I'm probably gonna do is, if we can see this edge right up here, this weird little ledge thing that we have going on there, that's probably where I'm going to end the tile, so that way it still looks grand. I want people's eyes to be drawn up so it goes, whoa, this is so beautiful. Showers and kitchens always sell a property, and then of course backyards as well, but we want to make sure that we leave no stone unturned. So, and here we'll be ripping out the entire shower, and this thing's gonna be huge. It's gonna look really, really big, really, really open, and then we're gonna do a taller piece of glass coming over to the side here, as well as another piece of glass coming out. So that way it's all enclosed. And it just looks high-end, it looks luxurious. It looks like something that you would expect to see in a $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 house, but you're getting it for under $500K. You can't beat that. Come on, you guys. Let's go check out the rest of the house, and I'll show you guys the backyard as well. All right, so as we are making our way over to the rest of the house, we do have another bedroom here, and we have another bedroom on this side as well. This is a very standard layout that you see in a lot of houses that are kind of that 2004, 2005 build here in Arizona. Doesn't matter where you go, whether you're on the west side, the east side, if you go down to Casa Grande, you're typically gonna see a very, very similar floor plan to this. But what you're not typically getting is that fourth bedroom that we saw earlier on in the video. This has a huge value add because it has the extra space for a larger family at a price point that's super, super affordable for this area. So really excited to get this one started. Let's go over here and check out the laundry room, which is really nothing too fancy schmancy. We're just gonna continue the flooring all the way through the LVP that we're putting throughout the entire house. Sometimes I choose and I opt to tile these areas. Now at this price point, I don't think it's necessary to tile these areas. I don't think we're gonna get the ROI back on it, so I don't think that we're gonna end up doing that. It just makes more sense for us to do the $2 a square foot LVP and have our guy come through in one day and knock out the entire house versus saying, okay, well now we gotta have the tile guy come out here. What's that gonna cost? Tile is definitely gonna be more expensive than what we're gonna pay for the LVP, plus the install of that's gonna definitely be more expensive because there's more labor, more materials. So it just makes more sense just to keep the LVP going throughout the entire property. Coming into the garage though, the first thing I noticed when I walk into this garage is this tiny little toolbox. It does work, but it's noisy, it sucks. We don't want anything to stand out to a buyer, especially in today's market, you guys. It's such a tough market. Buyers are being so picky about absolutely everything. So we wanna make sure we're not giving them any excuse to say no in this market. So if they come through, they click the garage door opener and it goes, and it's this weird, gross sound, you know, now they're thinking to themselves, okay, well now I gotta replace that. That might cost me $2,000. or maybe it's a first-time home buyer and they're like, I don't even know how to replace this, right? We don't want there to be any reason as to why they would actually say no to the house. And we also don't want to give them reasons to start taking a deeper look into the house and trying to look for problems. If you walk into a property when you're looking to buy your first house, especially when you have the opportunity to be picky in a market like a buyer's market we're in right now, you're going to start making a mental list in your head where you go, okay, well, I got that. Okay, well, you know, maybe I don't like the doors here. Okay, well, maybe this seems a little off. And you start building this entire list and telling yourself a story as to why you don't need that specific house. We don't want people to have that experience. We want people to walk in and be wowed by the house and everything looks great. Everything works great. This is a no-brainer house. Oh my gosh, I can see myself raising a family here for the rest of my life. That's what we're looking for. Working our way into the backyard here, one thing I do want to point out real quickly is this slider. Now, we're not going to be replacing the slider if we don't need to replace the slider. We're going to have a second look taken at this. It's just really hard to navigate and open. You can tell it's just a little bit old, but the glass is great. The frame is great on this. It doesn't really have issues other than the fact that it's not just sliding well, which is the main reason for a slider, right? But we should be able to take the slider off and just replace the wheels and clean out the tracks that are on here, and it should be able to slide and move and operate super, super smooth. That should save us about $800 because it'll probably cost us about $100 to have this taken off and just repaired versus actually spending the full $900 to have the whole thing taken out and put a whole new one in there. So that takes almost $1,000 off of the line items for this property as well. So that makes me really, really happy. One other thing I love about this is that we have a covered patio, which is really nice, especially in this price point. You're not getting that a ton of the time here in Gilbert, Arizona. And then we also have a little paver courtyard area. We have a little grass patch over here, which does have irrigation already ran to it. I was just taking a look at everything in the house and this does have irrigation. You know what would be a tall tale sign if this did not have irrigation is if this was just dirt. I would probably know that this does not have any water going to it if this was just dirt, but you can tell that there's grass. You can tell that the tenant cared about this place. They treated this place like their home. So that makes me really, really happy, and it helps us out a ton, right? We don't have to do a bunch of work here because she loved and cared for this place. Now we're gonna upgrade the entire house so that a new family can come in and love this place just as much, right? Awesome, let's get back inside. Ultimately, we're really, really excited about this flip. I wanna break down some of the numbers for you guys so you know what to expect on this flip that we're gonna be doing here on Libra Ave as well. We bought this property for $355,000 from a good wholesaler friend of mine. His name is Brandon Rhodes. Shout out Brandon Rhodes. You give me awesome deals, dude. Really love you. We're gonna be doing about $50,000 worth of work to this property. Put those two together, that is $405. That gives us a gross spread of about $70,000 to $90,000. We haven't decided specifically where we're gonna list this property. I know we'd be very competitive if we listed this at $475, which I believe we talked about previously in the video, but I'm also gearing up for the idea of listing this property for $499, just keeping us right below that $500,000 mark. It's gonna be the difference of about $20,000 in profit. So we're gonna see what we need to do there. You guys let me know. What do you think I should be listing this property for? Should we shoot for the high numbers? Should we keep it safe in this market? I wanna know in the comments what you guys are thinking we should do. And make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, and share this video and hit the bell icon so you can get all the updates for when we have a new video coming out. We're gonna take you through the whole process. We're gonna show you what it looks like when we're demoing the property. We're gonna show you what the final product looks like. We're gonna break everything down in between. Any details you guys wanna know, please let us know in the comments because we wanna give you everything you're looking for. We wanna give you as much value as we possibly can. But with that said, we'll see you next time.